Let's go for it. All right. Shalom, shalom. All right, we're Hebrew Israelites, coming back with another sit down mode, willing to set a mind to the hope of the elect. But before we do that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh Shai, Shem, Kakadash, the honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, rule and teach well, peace and safety, and much blessings to the Yakim, pushing this truth at the four corners of the earth and all truth, sincerity, and diligence. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, man, we're just going to get into the topic of the sons of God, because that's a doctrine in the planet Earth, that the sons of God are, it's just when they hear the term sons of God, they think of an angelic force, they think of, a divine being, which the sons of God was once, angelic beings, but, you got the sons of God that's here on the planet Earth. All right, just because it says sons of God doesn't mean, that all the time it's gonna be just, this extraterrestrial, being, this angel, which really and truly, the sons of God is counted as angels, like the word angels. You can't get caught up on the word angels either. You see, because the word angel just means messenger. Real quick, just to prove that, I'm gonna read this little precept.
Look, I'll get it for you.
Right, I'm gonna read it here, but I want you to also read it in the Apocrypha, in the King James version. But I'm gonna read it from the Good News translation on here. Okay, this is Second Esdras chapter 1 verse 39. It says, well, I'm gonna start at 38. It says, now Father, look with pride and see the people coming from the east. To them I will give as leaders Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Hosea, and Amos, and Micah, and Joel, Obadiah, and Jonah, and Nahum, and Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, who is called the messengers of the Lord. See, so he says these are the messengers of the Lord. There's Abraham, there's Isaac, Jacob, Hosea, Amos, Micah, Joel, Obadiah, Zephaniah, all of these people, right? All of these brothers, these prophets, these men of old, right? He called them messengers, right? So read it in the King James.
This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 1, verse 39. Unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Hoseas, Amos, and Micah, Joel, Obadiah, and Jonas. You want me to read it as is?
Yeah. Well,
and Jonas, Nahum, and Habakkuk, Sophonias, Agaius, Zachary, and Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord.
So we read it in the Good News translation and it says messenger. But when you read it, and we read the scriptures, it signifies them as what? Angels of the Lord. All right? These were men that were on the planet Earth that were identified as angels of the Lord. So you can't get caught up in the wordplay. All right? You have to. That's why elders and apostles tell us you have to go into words and see what they mean. You see? So you have men on the earth that is classified as the sons of God. You see? Hey, bring out that Psalms 82 and 6, brother.
This is Psalms 82 and 6. And it says, I have said, ye are gods.
See, the scripture says, I have said, ye are gods, right? And that's a lowercase g. It said, I have said, ye are gods. Go ahead.
And all of you are children of the Most High.
We are children of the Most High, man. Go ahead.
But ye shall die like men.
But ye shall die like men, right? We are gods. We're gods to the other nations, you see? But we what? Die like men. You see, now when you read Genesis the 6th chapter, they got some more on that though, brother?
It says, and fall like one of the princes.
See, and fall. See, keep that in mind. And fall. Go ahead, brother.
Same verse in the NLT, Psalms 82 and 6. I say, you are gods. You are all children of the Most High, is the point. But you will die like mere mortals and fall like every other ruler.
See? And fall, because, like I said, when we're dealing with that, Genesis, the 6th chapter, You know, there's a doctrine in the planet Earth. You know, those giants represent what they say that they were hundreds of feet tall men. You know, laying down women, which were angels of God, sons of God that came down and had sex with women. That's not true, man. All right, that's not true, because the scripture says, in a matter of fact, we can grab it.
I got a precept for you all.
Go ahead, bring out your precept. Get
All right.
22 and 30. No, Matthew 30 and 22.
This is 2 Peter chapter 2. Peter chapter, 2 Peter chapter 2 and 4. It says, for if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness, to be reserved into judgment. All right.
You see, you want to speak on it, brother?
You got it.
All right, it says, if he spared not the angels that sin, correct? That's what it said, right? The angels can't sin. So you know it's not talking about, you know, the actual angels that's in the heavens with the Most High, right? Because what the scripture says that everything is perfect up there, man. You know, matter of fact, you grab real quick before you get to Matthew, you get Matthew 5 and 48. Baba Kushar, brother. You see, because the Lord is not, you know, it's nothing, you know, everything is done decently in order in the heavens, man. You think there's you know, angels in the heavens sinning? Negative. You know, everything is perfect up there, right? You got it, bro? Go ahead.
This is Matthew 5:48. It says, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Right. So things in the heavens are perfect. So the angels are perfect. The angels can't sin. So when he's talking about those angels that kept not their first estate, that's talking about us, man. Okay? They kept not their first estate, because what was our first estate when you read Genesis 1 and 1? You know, we were the Alahayim. You see? Lord willing, we of that number. Okay? You had something else? That was it on that.
That's it.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Just a quick one. This is Sirach 2 and 4, going into how we were made low and mere mortals and fall like every other ruler. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. And that lower state right now is under these chains of darkness, man, for that penalty. But scriptures tell you, even though we're in these chains of darkness, we're still prisoners of hope. So we're in chains, we're in prison, but we have hope. Hope unto what? Yahweh Shai, our deliverer. All right? That we be made one again in the earth. The creatures in the earth and the heavens therein, they yearn for that day for the revealing of the sons of God, man. And Lord willing, we be them. You got it, right?
All right, just to back you up real quick about those chains of darkness. Look, check it out. This is because the chains of darkness represents us in this flesh, man. All right, check it out. This is Isaiah 42 and 6. It says, I, Yahweh, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles, to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of prison houses. All right, because we once was sitting in darkness, right, in the congregation of the dead, not having this understanding, right? But do you see these chains of darkness that we in this flesh, man? This flesh is, you know, is a curse unto us, man. You know. You see. Well, what you had that Matthew, brother?
Yep. This is Matthew chapter 22, verse 29. Yahushua answered and said unto them, ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Lord. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of the Most High in heaven.
All right, so what is a marriage, man? Okay, sex. You see, when you go to what Genesis 38 and 2, Baba Kushar, brother? Genesis 38 and 2, and read it in the NLT. Genesis 38 and 2. See, because, you know, sex is marriage, okay? But it says that the angels, just to back that point up, it says that angels, need to be given in marriage. So they mean that what? They don't have sex. So let's just prove that sex is marriage real quick. Because it says they need to give it in marriage.
That's right.
You got it in the NLT?
Genesis
38 and 2. I believe that's what it is.
30:82.
Mm-hmm.
This is Genesis 30:82 in the NLT. There she saw a Canaanite woman, the daughter of
There, he or she.
Salakia. Genesis 38:2. There he saw a Canaanite woman,
So he saw a Canaanite woman. Go ahead.
the daughter of Shua, and he married her. And he married her. And he married her.
Keep going.
When he slept with her, she became pregnant.
You see? He married her when he slept with her. You see? And that was back to that point of that, marriage is sex. All right, so it says back in Matthew 28, Matthew 22, it says that what? The angels, they don't have sex. They need to give in marriage, man. Okay? So that's why you can't get caught up, on that word, angels. You see what I'm saying? So going back to what? The sons of God. You can't get caught up on it being sons of God and just being that, okay, the sons of God are just, angelic forces. Nah, the sons of God are here on the planet Earth, and the lineage is tracked through what? Genesis the 5th chapter, which trickles on over Genesis to Genesis the 6th chapter. So, real quick, brother.
I have to make a quick
Go
point.
ahead, brother.
Because it's backing you up. Sex means to cut, man. That's why when those of you that take that pertain to Revelation 13:16, that charagma, all right, that's a cut in your flesh, man. And synonymously, you'll be marrying yourself to this system, man. All right, you got it, brother.
I got one precept.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Right, this is Genesis 24 and 67. And it says, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. All right, that's the main point. All right, that what he brought her into the tent, man. He laid down with her. Okay, he cut her. All right, and then what? She became, his wife.
That's right. And real quick. This is that word marriage in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, because that's an important point of this lesson, knowing that the angels, they don't have sex, man. All right? That is a dogma on the planet Earth. And ultimately, us in this knowledge, we're on to edification for the house of Israel. This is the word marriage in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. It says, marriage is an intimate, personal union to which a man and woman consent, consummated and continuously nourished by sexual intercourse and perfected in a lifelong partnership of mutual love and commitment. That's marriage, man. You got it, brother.
All right, what do you brother read Genesis 5 and 2? You can read to 4, 5 and 2 to 4.
I got it.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 5. Can I start from the top off? Sure.
Right. See, this is that lineage being tracked. Right here, the lineage of righteousness whom the Lord was dealing with. Go ahead, brother.
This is Genesis 5 and 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam.
Whom the Lord was dealing with. Go ahead.
In the day that the Most High created, that the Elohim Salakia created man in the likeness of the Elohim made he him.
Come on.
Male and female created he them.
Them. Go ahead.
And blessed them, the Adamites, and called their name Adam.
Right. So they were called the Adamites at one point. Okay. And then what? When you read this chapter all the way down, it tells you real quick, I'll get to the point where I'm getting there. It'll say, all right, verse 4. It'll say, in the days of Adam were after he begat Seth, were 800 years, and he bare sons and daughters. And then as it goes on to say, Seth begat, Enos, and Enos begat. He had sons and daughters, right? But the Lord was always dealing with who? The male. And he would let you know who he's dealing with, all right? All the way down to what? To Noah. And Noah had who? Ham, Shem, and Japheth, all right? So who was the Lord dealing with? Shem, okay? You better get that word begat.
Yeah, you want me to get that word?
Yeah, you can, brother.
All right.
Okay.
And can I get that word said after that, Baba Bashir?
Go ahead, brother.
All right, it's that word beget.
Strong's H3205. Yalad. Yalad.
Yalad, it says to bring forth, to bear,
You see?
born,
You see?
travail, midwife, child, delivered, birth, labor, brought up. It says of childbirth, of distress. It says, let's see, day of birth, to declare one's birth, pedigree,
Right.
pedigree.
Right. So it goes back to what? The lineage, right? That's the righteous lineage of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You see? Because you also have the wicked lineage too, you know, dealing with Esau Edom. Okay? So, you know, that righteous lineage was tracked what in Genesis 5 and tripled to Genesis 6. All right, still the sons of God. All right, because really and truly, what makes you a son of God is to be what? Obedient. You see, because you ever seen like on a movie or something out to like someone like say the son or the daughter do something out of pocket and the father say, "You're not my son anymore." You know,
Disown you.
you disown you because what you're disobedient unto him. Okay, you know Romans 8:14. What you got?
Yes, I got that word for you. It's that word pedigree. It's that word pedigree off the online etymology. It says pedigree. Genealogical table or chart. It says, let's see, descent.
Genealogical, right? Genes. You see? Go ahead.
Descent, which are your descendants, man.
That's right.
All right, those that came before you, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, your so-called your ancestors, man. These are our ancestors. What the brother is talking about, man. That's why when you go into that word Seth, I believe on one of the brothers had brought it out. It might have been you, right? When you go into that word Seth, it describes him as the Israelite patriarch, which is a male head, and then it says during the antediluvian period, man, which is the period prior to the flood, man.
Yeah.
All right, so this is our records, man. All right, and through the Spirit now today we record keep through the Spirit, man. All right, by faith that we are these men and this is our lineage. You got it, brother.
Right, which is kind of crazy. You know, I ain't gonna say crazy, but you see, here we are with the month of February with America deemed as so-called Black History Month. But whenever you look into Black History Month, it has nothing to do with our forefathers. You see, our true forefathers, who we can read about in the scriptures. You see, they don't want to let us know that these are your forefathers here in the scriptures that you read about. So what they did is the conqueror had to paint history, right? So, you know, and so when he covered up the true meaning of what the sons of God is, you see? So now you got this doctrine in the planet Earth that the sons of God, you know, is just angelic people, you know, angelic forces. No, negative. You got, that is true, but then in a sense you have the sons of God here on the planet Earth, man, which is the what? The elect, man, the 144K, you know, right along with the 1/3. You got that Romans 8.
I got you one real quick. You
Go ahead,
got,
brother.
this is Romans 8 and 14.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's
That's
it.
that's
So I can. So I can.
That's the spirit.
You want to start at 14?
That's the spirit. Go ahead, brother.
You want to start at 14?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It says Romans 8 and 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High.
So if you're led by the Spirit of the Most High, if you're led by the Spirit, go ahead.
They are the sons of the Lord.
You are the son of the Most High. So it's through obedience. It's obedience that will make you a son of God, man. All right, you think the Lord dealing with what? 2/3 of our nations are not the sons of God, right? Why? Because they're disobedient to the Most High. They're obedient to Esau Edom. They're obedient to their oppressor, all right? Which makes them what? You know, we call them a heathen too, right? Because they're in a heathenistic mind state. But to be a son of God is to be obedient to the Lord, right? And to his will, you see? And that's why it says, when we read it in the Psalms, it says, I have said that ye are gods, man. Right? Because of what, man? We keep his commandments, bro. We do what's pleasing to his eyesight. When you read, you go to Hebrews 12 and 6, or 12 and 5. Baba Kushah.
Yep. Hey, and that's the Spirit, because I was thinking of that one. It recalls of Noah, the faith and of our patriarchs, man. Those patriarchs, man, of that day. In the book of Hebrews, like the brother was saying, man. of the faith they had to make it through the situation, to make it through trials, tribulations. What's the ultimate tribulation that we're about to face, man? That we need that same faith that our forefathers had, man. All right? Because why? Because we are them, man. And we have faith that we are. You got it, brother.
Go ahead, read that.
This is Hebrews 12:6. It says, "For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth,
For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth." Go ahead.
and scorneth every man whom he receiveth.
Go ahead.
If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons.
You see? So if you endure chastening, is that the Lord, he's dealing with you as a son. You know, just like how you have a son, like, you know, you air him out. You know, when he gets besides the way, you air him out. You know, you chasten him. Why? Because you love him. Because he's your son. And you want him to go in the way that you train him up. Right?
Yep.
So therefore, the sons of God are who? Those men that are obedient to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua here on the planet Earth, man. That's what Genesis 6 is going into. You see? And when you brothers can go ahead and grab Genesis 6.
It continues to say here,
Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
it says, "For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not?"
For what son is he who the Father chasteneth not? So if you ain't catching hell, or you ain't really going through anything of the Most High, if everything is peachy and cream for you, and you're just living your best life in America, you might want to check yourself, man. Because brothers don't even know when they're offended. That's why you gotta ask the Lord to forgive you for the things that you do that you don't even know how you offended, man. All right. Sometimes some type of hell might come down on you. It's because the Lord is what He's chastening you because He consider you as a son. Because you gotta understand, bro. Brothers be feeling low in the spirit, man. But at the same time, the Most High is still dealing with you. If you're doing what's pleasing to His eyesight. Right? So therefore certain things are going to come upon you because the Lord deal with you as a son, man. He has to keep you humble here in this captivity. Right? Because if you live in a lavish life, that's why the scripture says in Psalms, he says, give me not riches to where I forget thee, and give me not poverty to where I go out and sin. Just paraphrasing the scripture.
I got you.
I got a little bit more here.
Finish it off, brother.
All right, it says, but if ye be without chastisement, wherefore all ye are partakers, then all ye are bastards and not sons.
You see, he's even calling 2/3 of our people bastards. If you be without chastisement, all right. The Lord not dealing with 2/3 of our nation. So what? You got the elect and the 1/3 who he's dealing with. You see what I'm saying? So if he's dealing with the elect, you classify them as what? As sons. Right? As sons, as he's gonna bid to the marriage, man. Okay? And he's gonna do what, man? And ultimately uplift, man. So you have the sons of God here on the planet Earth, man. Right? That lineage was tracked through Genesis the 5th chapter and trickled to the 6th chapter. I'm gonna keep reiterating that because Jacob be just going off all the way to the left, man. With some bugged out doctrine. What you said, brother?
Yep.
Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 13:24. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chastiseth him betimes.
So the Lord said, "What? With whom he would call a son that he chastened not." Scripture just said that he that spared his rod, hated his son, right? But the Lord chastised who, man? Certain men on the planet Earth, man, will let you know that He's dealing with you as His son, right? Now, it rained on the just and the unjust, but when you living according to His precepts and His statutes and walking according to His will, in His words, to the best of your ability, walking in the Spirit, then things that come upon you, you would know in the Spirit that Yahweh Bashim Yahshua is doing this to me, and He's going to give you the strength to come, to overcome that, man. Okay? Just like you would have a son. You have a son and you want him to learn a lesson, you give him whatever he needs, the encouragement or whatever it is that you need that he needs for him to do it himself, man. And what Yahweh Bashim Yahshua wants, He wants His sons to lean and depend on Him. In this go round, man. You see? That's why that's why the spirit is turning up, man. The spirit is requiring more from brothers. The spirit is requiring you to act like the son that he wants you to be, man. You see? We have some more?
If I could say, we ultimately all got to pass under that rod, man.
That's right.
Right? Because the Lord is going to make it apparent who's the sons of God, who's the sons of the wicked, who are the sons of men. All right? You got the sons of God, which are the Israelites. You got the sons of the wicked, which are Huaki, Esau, Edom. You got the sons of men, which are the other nations. The Lord tells you in Matthew the 25th chapter, Yahushua is going to come back. He's going to separate the sheep from the goats, man. All right? The elect from the wicked, man. But ultimately, we're waiting for that testimony, which is prophecy, man. That's how you know, ultimately, who's keeping up with the times, who's watching, all right? Who's being true watchmen. Those that are taking heed to these prophecies. Revelation 19:10, that's the testimony of Yahushua. That's what he's coming back in, the spirit of prophecy, to fulfill, man. You got it, brother.
Right, man. You know? And you want to be found, obedient to the Most High, man. That's what you want to be found, obedient. I know badass child, man, who he ain't dealing with. Beautiful. Okay? You see? Go ahead, brother.
Con. This is a quick one. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation."
See, you addressed him as a son. You coming to serve me, son? Son? That's heavy right there, son. Makes you what? A son of God. You see? So, we're getting into that Genesis 6, man. Maybe whoever got it. The Genesis 6.
Top.
Go ahead.
All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1. And it reads, "And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose."
Right. So look, when you read Genesis 5, and it gives you the lineage, and whom the Lord was dealing with, whom the Lord picked out the men who begat sons. And this he begat this son, he begat that son. It's still talking about those same men. See, before we were called Israelites, we were called the sons of God. Okay? So when in Genesis 6, it says the sons of God, they started dealing with what? The daughters of men. And that's always Israel always did that. We always did it. That we dealt, with the heathens, man. And then we eventually went off, man. Just like King Solomon did. King Solomon went off, man. That's in the account of like that we deal with the daughters of the other nations. Nehemiah 13:23.
Hey, can I make a point real quick?
Go ahead,
I just want to go back to Genesis, the 5th chapter, just to back the brother up. And I want to go to that word Seth. And I'm going to read Genesis, the 5th chapter, and the 7th verse. And I just want to identify clearly who these sons of God are when they trickles over into the 6th chapter. We're going to clearly identify them in their lineage. All right? This is Genesis 5:7, and it says, "And Seth lived after he begot Enos 807 years, and begat sons and daughters. And Seth was the son of Huakim, Adam, man, all right, which was compensation, which we're going to go into, for Abel, all right? Abel was killed, all right, for giving up a righteous sacrifice, which is also like, to the elect. Abel was the son of the Most High, man, all right? But it says, that word in Genesis 5:7, it's that word Seth, all right?
Strong's H8352.
Shaith. It says Seth, the third son of Adam by Eve, also Sheth. Seth equals compensation. All right? Let's see. It says substituted. That's also in that word Seth. Go back. I'm gonna jump down. This Genesis 5:12. Salakiakim. It says, "And Canaan lived 70 years and begat Mahalalel," because it got some in-depth information about who these sons of the Most High were. All right, here we go. This is Mahalalel, All right.
Strong's H 4111. Mahalalel.
Mahalel, it says, son of Canaan and fourth in descent from Adam in the line of Seth, meaning praise of the Most High. It says, the name of an antediluvian patriarch and of an Israelite. The name of an antediluvian patriarch and of an Israelite, man. Just making that point and that connection. These men in Genesis, the 6th chapter, all right, that were taking upon these other strange women of these other nations and bringing up Israelite children, that is, all right, these men were Israelites, man, all right? They were sons of the Most High through their lineage. You got it, brother.
Right.
Which one was that up? Nahum what?
No, it was Nehemiah, brother.
Yeah.
Nehemiah 13 and 23. All right, and going back into Genesis 5, it would tell you, like when you read it, let's just read for, for instance, Genesis 5 and 15. It says, and Mahalalel lived 65 years and begat Jared. And Mahalalel lived after he begat Jared 830 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Mahalalel, there were 895 years, and he died. And Jared lived 162 years, and he begat Enoch. See, in each time the Lord listed a name. That's the man whom the Lord was dealing with. Which, when you read that chapter, which it trickles on down to who? Noah, right? You see, and then chapter 6 is called them what? The sons of God, men on the earth that was in obedience with the Lord. Okay, you see, because what Noah had what? He had 3 sons. Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and the Lord was dealing with Shem. Okay, that chosen line. Okay, yeah, I said you got that scripture, brother?
Oh, I got one back in Europe though.
Yeah, pull out the Nehemiah first, just to prove. You see that we always deal with the other nations, the women of the other nations, which in turns that we went off, man. Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, my brother.
Nehemiah.
My phone went a little slow. Bear with me.
All right, so it's
I grab it up.
right.
Nehemiah.
Nehemiah. You can start at Nehemiah 13 and 23.
This is Nehemiah 13 and 23. In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and Moab.
Right. They married. They married, right? And it's a difference between like a wife and a concubine. All right. See what they did. They married. They married these heathens into the fold and went after their gods, man. You see, bringing their customs amongst us, man. All right, which in turns the sons of God went off. All right. So go back to Genesis 6.
I got you one too. You say you have one? Go ahead.
All right, this is let's see, Deuteronomy 21 and 10. It says, "When thou goest forth to war against thy enemy, and the Lord thy God hath delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and see amongst the captive a beautiful woman, and hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife." It says, "Even thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails." Verse 13 says, "And she shall put on the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go into her, and thou shalt be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. And it shall be, if thou hast no delight in her, then thou shalt let her go, wherewith she will, but thou shalt not sell her for money. Thou shalt not make a merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. So basically going into what the brother was speaking about, how Israel used to deal with the women of the other nations, and it's just going into basically how, we would deal with them, and basically they would have to cut their hair off their head, cut their nails, and then mourn for their mother and their father for a month's time period. And then if you want to deal with it, then you go into it.
Right. See that's the law on the spoils of war. You see what I'm saying? On the spoils of war. And whenever because when she comes in, she has to do what? Adapt to you, adapt to your rules, your laws. The righteous way. Okay? So if she's of the other nation, she's not an actual wife. She's a concubine. She's been conquered. Through what? Captivity. You see?
Gotcha.
So go ahead.
Just backing y'all up. This is Ezra 9:1, and this is what Ezra saw, man. All right. Now, when these things were done, the princes came to me, saying, the people of Israel, the sons of God come out of the people of Israel. It says, and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the lands, doing according to their abominations, even of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Amorites. For they have taken of their daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yeah. Right, the holy seed meaning the seed of the Israelite man. That's the holy seed, man. Mm-hmm. All right, when you go into that word seed, it goes into sperma, all right, which goes into basically your divine energy, man. And that divine energy comes from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and is given on to the Israelite man, mm-hmm. starting with Yahweh Shai, man. Right. And it says, for they have taken of their daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yea, the hand of the princes and rulers have been chief in this trespass. You got it, brother.
That's right, man. So we always mingle with the other nations. And in turns we went off. Okay, and that's what it's going into. Genesis. Go back to Genesis 6:2 and just read.
All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 2. That the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. Mm-hmm. And the Lord, Yahweh, all caps, said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, mm-hmm. for that he also is flesh. Ooh. Telling you that's an indication right there, telling you that the sons of God in the second verse, they were flesh, man. Mm-hmm. All right? It says, yet his days shall be 120 years. Come on. All right? Verse 4, and can I say something real quick? And ultimately, the Lord made it so that way, man, because like the apostles go into, the Lord it's something in us that the Lord took out to now we're only living up to 120 years. And not even that, man. Jacob's living up to 60, 70 years, man. All right? Due to that curse, man. All right? Of going off, of Eve being beguiled ultimately, and Adam being deceived by Eve, man. All right? It starts all the way from the garden. Trickle down to Cain slaying Abel over that righteous sacrifice. Abel being slayed, and Seth coming back as compensation for Abel under Adam and continuing that lineage, man, all the way down onto Noah. All right, we have faith that we are of that lineage today. But it says, verse 4, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that.
See, it says there were giants, and that's where these guys get twisted right there. It says giants, but you got to go into that word giant. All right, that word giant just go into the blue letter. Goes into Nephilim, which means to fall. Okay,
All right.
that's that same fall, and you can go ahead and go back to
Yeah.
go back to Psalms 82,
Yeah.
82 and 7, but you can start at 6. Get that word giant in the blue letter, bro.
Okay, I got one here too.
Mm-hmm.
This is Nephilim. All right, play it.
Page 5303. Naphiel.
Which means what?
It says giants. The Nephilim. It says properly.
Well, you got to go into the root word of
All right, I got you. Okay.
right there.
All right, so like it says, I'm gonna play it again.
Strong's H 5307.
Naphel, it says to fall,
See,
lie, be cast down, fail. It says read down.
that's all. That's what I wanted to follow.
That's all you wanted?
Unless you got some heat on them, you know. Right. So
Yeah.
let's see. Right. So it says to fall, and how do we fall?
Right.
Through idol worship, man. By being mingled with the other nations and going after their gods. So those giants is talking about who? The fallen ones. You see? Go to get that Psalms 82, brother.
Got it, yeah.
And you get Amos 9 and 11.
All right.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Psalms 82 and 6. It says, I've said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
So I say that you are the sons of God. Go ahead.
But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes.
See, you should die like me and fall. We fail. That giant goes into Nephilim, which means to fall. We fail, which is us. Those who fail were the sons of God, which is us. We would call Israel. We would call sons of God before we would call Israelites. Okay. You see?
That's right. Hey, I just want to just bring this out for the brother because in that Nepal, when you hit that giants and you get in the blue letter, it says Strong's definition, H5307, properly a feller. Now I looked up that word feller and it means it says feller. It says properly of a man. So it's talking about men. All right? It's talking about men, sons of the Most High, actual men, Israelites, man. All right? This is who it's talking about. Like if you call somebody, hey, man, look at that fella. What's up, fella? You talking about, hey, you essentially saying, what's up, man? How you doing? You got it, bro.
Yeah. So it says the fallen, right? The giants are the fallen ones, which is us, which is being built back today, which is the tabernacle of David, man. All right? Those Disney says in Isaiah, the first chapter, he says, I will restore the judges at the first. You see? Go ahead and read that Amos 9 and 11, brother.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen and close up the breaches thereof.
See, that has fallen. We fell through idol worship. But now here in these latter days now, we have what turned back to the Most High, right? To recognize that what we are the sons of God, man. All right, in a land that is not ours, man. All right, we behind enemy lines. Okay? You see, those fallen ones of the house of David, man. Okay? Sirach 16 and 7.
Hey, can I bring up the rest of it? It says, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
You see, as the days of old, he's restoring the judges at the first, man.
Yep.
Okay? Those fallen ones, those giants. You see? Go ahead and grab it. You got it? Go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 16 and 7. And it says, he was not purified towards
Pacified.
He was not pacified towards the old giants who fell away who fell away in the strength of their foolishness.
You see, he said, read that again, brother.
All right. This is Sirach chapter 16 and 7. He was not pacified towards the old giants who fell away in their strength of their foolishness.
That fell away, the giants that fell away. right? In the strength of their foolishness. You see? Foolishness was going into what? Their idol worship.
Yeah.
You see? How they transgress the laws of the Most High, man. Dealing with the other nations, man. Baruch 33 and 26. Baba Kashab. Or 24.
I got a quick one out.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, because even Abraham, man, the son of the promise, he went off, man. He was idol worshiping. All right? It says, Joshua 24 and 2, and Joshua said unto all the people, thus said the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, your fathers dwelled on the other side of the flood in old time, that old, like the brother brought out, in old time, the other side of the flood is basically the Euphrates River, man. All right? It says, even Terah, the father of Abraham and the father of Nachor, and they served other gods.
See? They served other gods, man. That's why the Lord had Abraham to go somewhere else. Okay? But the point is that we fell through idolatry. Okay? Idol worship. We are those giants that he's talking about. Not actual 100 feet tall men. All right? That's going into what, man? The fallen ones. All right? That fell. Read that up. Read that Sirach over, brother. And get Baruch 3.
I'm in Baruch right
Yeah, I want you to read that over in Sirach 16 and 7, brother. And I want you to get, if you don't mind, Baruch 3 and 26. You see? Because, and that goes into what being taught correctly. How you can know, how we know to put these precepts together, to know, all right? And not no bugged out doctrine, giants, that fell from heaven, okay, or giants that on the planet Earth having sex with, the mortal humans, okay?
Yeah, man. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, I seen that today.
Keep it simple, man.
Yeah.
Most High simplified it for us. These were actual men.
Mm-hmm.
You're in La La Land. The same mindset of thinking that these were angels that came down, had sex with women, and had giants that were 30, 40 feet tall. The same mindset like that is going to have you taking the Quran, man.
Yeah.
All right?
Go
So, hearken on to these things, all right? While it's being put on the table for you to still come back and the doors of mercy are open, man.
Yeah.
You got it, brother. And I got something for you after, but I got this Baruch for you.
Go ahead and read that, brother.
My phone tripping out.
I'll read it. Sirach what?
16 and 7.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 16, verse 7. He was not pacified toward the old giants who fell away in the strength of their foolishness. Neither spared he the place where Lot sojourned, but abhorred them for their pride. He pitied not the people of perdition who were taken away in their sins, nor the 600,000 footmen who were gathered together in the hardness of their hearts.
That was it on that, though, that 6. That's all
Yeah.
you want, the 6. But now read that Baruch, brother, which is going to tie it in.
All right, I got some after you.
This is Baruch chapter 3, verse 26. It says, and there were the giants famous from the beginning.
See, the giants famous from the beginning. The beginning where? In Genesis. That were famous from the beginning. Go ahead.
That were of great stature and so expert in war. Those did not, it says, those did not.
Right, and if I can make a point, how is war fought today? War is fought between literal people, right? It's not
That's right.
Green man coming out of the sky, blue man here, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mythical creatures, man. That's dogmas that are on the planet Earth today, man.
That's right.
War is fought between little people, and so was it back then, man. You got it, brother.
Yeah. It says, those did not the Lord choose, neither gave he the way of knowledge unto them. But they were destroyed because they had no wisdom and perished through their own foolishness.
You see, and perish through their own foolishness, man. To take heed to other gods, man. Okay? Those are the giants that he's talking about. The sons of God, right? Which were men, okay? On the planet Earth. Okay? You see?
Yeah.
Go
I got two real quick for you.
go ahead, brother.
It's starting at
Hosea 14.
this is the first one. This is Numbers 16 and 2. And they rose up before Moses And so as it was then, so as it was today. And the same is vice versa, man. All right? It says, and they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and Aaron and said unto them, ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them.
You see?
Wherefore even lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. So it says men of renown.
Which
You gotta
term
really-
which goes into the word Shem. Shem means renown. Okay? So who, man? The Lord he was dealing with men on the planet Earth that were classified as sons of God.
Right, and that's the name. Shem means name. They had the name.
Yep.
Sons of the Most High, they have the name. And so it is today. It's another one for you. It's the last one. This is Sirach 44:1, just backing the brother up again. Let us now praise famous men
Yep.
and our fathers that begat us.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord had wrought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning, such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding and declaring prophecies, leaders of the people by their counsels and by their knowledge of learning, meet for the people, wise and eloquent are their instructions.
That's right, man. Those men of renown, it's talking about Israelites. Going all the way back to what Genesis 6th chapter, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Not angels that came down and slept with women.
Right.
Okay? This is talking about, this goes into a lineage of men that were called sons of God.
Got a little bit more.
Go ahead.
And these are the men that we're acting out these same roles on the planet Earth today, man. But you bonehead Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you can't seem to get it. But guess what? You're gonna get a first class ticket in that lake of fire, man. All right, for not wanting to get it, for wanting to pertain to your 9 to 5, and think this is just useless information. All right, it says such as found out musical tunes and recited verses in writing. They had the scriptures, man. All right, they had the word of the Lord, man. Before the Lord was actually written down, the Lord gave it to Moses. All right, it was oral, man. We were still keeping the sacrifices. We were still calling upon the name. We had it from the very beginning, man. And so we have it today. It's the last verse. It says, rich men furnished with ability, living peaceable in their habitations, all these were honored in their generations, and they were the glory of their times.
That's right. You see? Sons of God. Okay? Go ahead, brother, with that Hosea.
I got you. This is Hosea 14.
14.
Hosea 14:1. It says, O Israel, return unto the Lord thy God,
Oh, Israel, returning to the Most High. Go ahead.
for thou hast fallen by thy iniquity.
Thou hast fallen. All right? That word fallen again. Going into that word giants in Genesis, the 6th chapter. It's only talking about the fallen ones, which were the Israelites, man. We fell. Okay? So, but now the Lord said what? Return unto the Most High, man. Okay? That's all that's going into. All right? The giants are the fallen ones. You know? You see? Go ahead, brother. That was it on that Hosea.
All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 6. For in the old time also, when the proud giants perished,
When the proud giants perish. Go ahead.
when the proud giants perished,
Mm-hmm.
the hope of the world governed by thy hand escaped in a weak vessel, and left to all ages a seed of generation.
Now drop down to verse 11.
All right, we go to verse 11. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of the Most High they are become an abomination, and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. That's right.
See? Because what? It was through idolatry. Okay? That's how that happened. The giants in the beginning, they fell through the gods of the Gentiles. That's all that's going into. That's why you must read and you must be taught. All right. You got these Johnny come latelys with these these whopping the Lord has giving me a revelation. No, man. No, stop it. Bro. Just chill. All right.
Kind of, bro. If I can make a point, it says, because in the creature of the Most High, in the first day, I mean, not the first day, of Genesis, the first chapter, in the fifth day, the Lord said He created the creatures, all right, and the inhabitants of the earth. We were that top creature. Then we were made in the image in the sixth day, all right, ultimately in the image of who? Adam, man, Yahweh Shai. But ultimately, from the beginning, the scriptures even tell you that the Lord made us perfect and upright, all right? But it's all being set up through the Spirit, because the scriptures also tell you that that grain of evil seed was in Adam from the beginning, man. So it's a lesson that we've learned coming back in this captivity, man. All right, and there's a reason for our purpose right now that we're calling upon the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, like we're doing it, man. And our faith is increasing. I got one after y'all.
That's right. Because and see, just to touch on that point, it is a reason. Wow, because brothers, like, hey, did you know you was gonna be serving the Lord at this age? Well, did you know you was gonna be serving the Lord? Hey, listen, because what the scripture said that before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Right, Lord willing that we of that number. You see, that thing within us was already in us, man. It was just at a appointed time, that we were gonna wake up and recognize who we are, man. Yeah. And that had to be for the elect's sake, man. That the Lord hadn't destroyed this place yet, man. Because everything must go according to prophecy. Okay? You see? You got something?
This is Second Ezra chapter 5 and 23, and it says, "And O Lord, that beareth rule of every wood on the earth, and all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee one only vine." All right, going into that lineage, going into that bloodline, going into that seed. All right, all lining back up to what the chosen, man. All right, the sons of God, man.
The Israelites.
That's right.
Go ahead. That's all you had on that?
I got a cool one. Just identifying those sons of God and the characteristics of them.
That man got something that says that I chosen one people on there. Something like that, I believe. Or I might be tripping. But you go ahead and read your precept, bro.
I think you're talking about 16.
Hmm?
It's the second Ezra 16.
They've chosen
get it?
They've chosen one people above all people.
Like one vineyard is got in the cluster.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was just saying. I thought they got thorough on there when it says one. I've chosen one people out of all people. But that's a matter of fact. That's Isaiah 44:4, I believe. Salaki. Go ahead.
Just banging the brothers up, identifying the sons of God, the sons of Yahweh Shem Shai, and their characteristics. The Lord called them renowned, famous. All right, they had certain qualities, and they took upon a certain knowledge, which we're doing that again today, man. Calling upon that name through faith. All right, prophesying against Babylon. All right, saying fear the name of the Lord, saying don't take the Quran. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a clear indication that hey, we might be the sons of Yahweh Shem Shai.
That's right.
All right, this is Sirach 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. Here's the point: he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtile parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables. He shall serve among great men and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries, for he had tried the good and the evil among men. That was it, bro.
All right.
You got it.
You see? And what it is the Lord is only dealing with the elect this go around, man. All right? It's not like how he did it when he came out of the land of Egypt. How he delivered all. He delivered everybody. You see? But, through the process of time, wicked Israelites were knocked off. But this go around, the Lord is dealing only with the elect. Only the elect is going to make it out this time, man. Only the sons of God, the true sons of God is going to make it out this time.
Yeah.
Okay? You see? And that's just plain cut and dry, man. So those sons of God in Genesis the 6th chapter is talking about Israelites that failed, man, through idolatry, which is the same way today. All right, we have fallen away from our customs through what? Idolatry, man.
I got
Okay.
you. I got one.
Go ahead,
Quick.
brother.
This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 9. Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High had made man upright,
Mm-hmm.
but he have sought out many inventions.
That's right. It says the man has sorted out many inventions. Like you got this whole, I don't want to say it because I don't want to strike the channel, but you got all these alphabet boys around here, you know, changing the way that they look, man. Putting enhancements on you to look like a different gender. You see, that's an invention, man. The Lord made men upright. You know, who are you to say that, you know? And then what that is, real quick, is that Deuteronomy 23 and 1.
Yeah.
Is you know what I'm talking about?
I think so, bro.
Just,
Can I bring this up real quick for you?
go ahead,
It's
bro.
that word invention, all right? On my etymology, it says invention, finding or discovering of something. It says a device,
Mm-hmm.
all right? Now here the Lord commands us not to be ignorant of Satan's devices. You got Israelites that are worshiping devices, man.
Mm-hmm.
Different guys, ideologies. And ultimately, you got Israelites that are going to worship that Quran, man. Literally. Jacob's going to be wrapped around the building for it, all right? He's going to be advertising it. It's going to be a part of his household. He's going to be saying, you should get it, all right? He's going to be paying people to get it, okay? And doing his dirty deeds of Esau, man.
Bribing people.
Yeah.
You know, giving you incentives to get it. All right, and you know, going into what the NWO, man. All right, because that device is gonna come with an image. The image going into the NWO. You see, that's this devil's plan, man. All right, you see. Go ahead and read that. Go ahead and read that. Deuteronomy 23 and 1. One you brothers got that. You see? So this goes into, you know, part of it because it goes into what? The agenda of this devil, man. All right? This devil know who we are. All right? So what he's pushed forth his wickedness, his vibration of wickedness, you know, on the planet Earth, because it says in what? Sirach, the 10th chapter, it says, so is the king, so is the people of the city, man. So if he's a flaming alphabet boy, peanut butter chaser from you know, birth, you know, he's ruling over a city, you know, he's gonna push that same vibration. That's why you got all these alphabet boys running around here chasing peanut butter. You know? Go ahead, brother.
Con, this is Deuteronomy 23 and 1. It says, He that is wounded in stones, or had his privy member cut off, privy member.
It's privy member.
I know
I feel you, brother.
cut off, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
Right. So you got these guys running around here cutting off their member, man, to look a certain way. I identify as this today.
Yeah.
That's an invention, son. Out.
I want to change my sex organs, man. Come on, man. That's madness.
Yes. But this is how you know we're in Babylon, right? And wickedness is at an all-time high. You know, and the sons of God, you know, and what it mean? Kwam Yashar, right? You know, we're rising, man. You know, you see, the tabernacle of David is being risen, man. All right. So, you brothers got anything? All right. So, you know, Lord willing, this is edifying to the hopefully elect, and give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Ba'ashem,
double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, rule and teach well, peace and safety, and much blessings to the Yakin that's pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth in our truth, sincerity, and diligence. Shalom.
Shalom.
Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.
Mashallah.
Come, Yashala, till next time.
Shalom.